Thank you for tuning in to yet another, I would say lesson, but this is more so just my personal notes from my diary here. Just like to talk about some of my thoughts and things that I ponder about my philosophies. Um, as always, I like to express that I'm a servant leader. I lead by serving. Therefore, don't follow me. Don't stand behind me. I want you to stand next to me. All right. I teach you, you teach me, we lift each other up. All right. We don't have to go through this world alone. There's something that you need from me and I got it, it's yours, you know. Now, that's not to say that I would expect it to be vice versa, because not all the time, it's because you help somebody and you ask them for help, they'll be able to return it. That may not always be the case, but there's always a lesson. There's always something that somebody can give to you. Doesn't necessarily have to be monetary. Doesn't necessarily have to be anything physical. All right. Knowledge and wisdom and truth is the greatest gift of all. Always remember that. All right. All right. So I'm gonna just give you just a little excerpt here from my notebook, the book of classic. Um, I start by saying that I'm grateful for life, grateful that I'm still here. All right. People come and go in this world. People just don't make it through a lot of things, you know. And I'm grateful that no matter what I've been through, that I still decide to keep a good outlook. You know, I always like this quote that I always like: "You can't fly, run. You can't run, walk. You can't walk, crawl. But no matter what, keep moving." I've been in my little crawling phase, you know, at one point in time, for a long time, and flying. But we all need that that valley in life to where you come back down, you know, regather ourselves, gather more information, not only about the world, about the people, but about ourselves. That's the true essence of when people reach rock bottom, when people go through valleys in life, when people go through their dark phase in their life, that is to teach them more about themselves and to overcome certain things about themselves they need that they need to get out because it may be hindering them from moving forward in life and from progressing in life. All right. And that leads me to say the biggest battle in life is yourself, is ourselves, all right? We are we are our greatest being and we are our worst enemy, battling our mind, heart, and flesh. All right. Not to mention the spirit too. That's the biggest part. It's the battle between the spirit and the flesh. All right. Wicked spirits attach themselves to our lower vibrations. All right. As do benevolent ones to our higher vibrations. All right, our higher selves and lower selves. That gives the analogy of the angel and the demon. All right, got your good angel, bad angel, always constantly battling each other, battling for you know, to elevate you, to either evolve you or de-evolve you. Okay. This world that we live in, society, the system is designed to leech off of our energy, okay, physically, spiritually, to keep us in lower vibes, to keep us from our higher selves, okay, to what they will call the point of enlightenment. All right, that way they can keep control over us, they can keep control over the collective consciousness. All right, we must declare war on our lower selves, that we will break completely from our lower selves and live in a state of bliss of our higher selves. All right. Many a times in this society, there are a lot of addictions, many forms. Doesn't matter whether you're rich, poor, young, old, tall, small, no matter what walk of life, addiction plagues the world, no matter what walk of life you're in. All right. All right. I recently received this. I had wrote this back um, months ago, but I had received this for a fortune cookie, and it said, "Don't just think, act." Right? We must act upon the positive things that go through our minds, the positive intentions that we have. Right now, they always say, "Oh, the road to hell is paved with what they say, positive intentions or good intentions." Right. So, with that being said, we still must contemplate and think about our actions and what we're doing. Right. But hey, as long as we're happy with ourselves, we're proud of what we're doing. They say hell and heaven is perspective. That's a state of mind. So if me living in heaven is producing hell for you, that's perspective. So I'm not even gonna get into that because that's a whole nother thing. But that let me fix my mic here. That just goes back to just like, let's say by putting more love into the world, by the vibration of the world being um, elevated, for the people who seek to destroy the world, that has insidious, malicious agendas against the masses, and that commit atrocities against the universe and against the people. Hey, a hell, a hell for them may be that they can't do any of that stuff, that their power is taken away. That may be a hell for them. You see what I'm saying? But it's perspective, though. Like I said, just be that, yeah, it's perspective. Heaven for me is living in love, being with my family, my community thriving. The world is a happy state. We're elevating as race, as cultures, ethnicities. But for some people who seek control over this world, that could be hell to them. So hell is only a state of mind. All right. Um, Remember, everything you need is inside of you. All right. Everything you need is inside of you. It ain't on you, it's in you. Nothing, none of this, none of this will ever define you. None of this will ever define me. I express myself in this way. This is just the way that I express myself, but it does not define me. Okay. I can be butt ass naked and still be me. All right. I just always like to say, as fashionable, as stylish as I am, the most important, I don't say the most important, but my favorite outfit is my birthday suit. My favorite outfit is my birthday suit. All right. So that goes to say, like, love yourself, love who you are. Not everybody's meant to be big, not everybody's meant to be small. Love yourself, but that doesn't mean to say that you can't be healthy though. You could be I wouldn't say big, but like that's perspective. But you understand what I'm saying? Like you can still be big and structured and be healthy. Okay. I don't want to use other words, other terms, but I don't know. I'll use it. Maybe even if someone consider themselves fat or chubby. I don't know. I think you could still be healthy. That's just the body type that you have. All right. That's just the body type that you have. It is what it is. All right. People like to say I'm big boned. Man, we all got the same size bones. It's the meat. It's the meat on them bones that make a difference. Um, but anyways, let me keep moving. I'm just kind of just skimming through what I wrote here. Not everything is meant for the video, right? So I wrote here a thought that fasting and denying your flesh is the way that you can reach certain gifts, certain knowledge, and elevate in your life, right? Um, and I put a little, just wrote down that I said that suffering is a cosmic habit. It is built into everything the cosmos does. Mm, like I said, these are just thoughts and things that I just wrote down. These aren't things that I set in stone. It's just things that I just contemplate on and ponder about. So I don't think the cosmos is set out for suffering because that does not create a peaceful life, a life of living, right? But I think suffering, what I was trying to say was just like we all have to struggle through something, okay? Because I've also put that even planets and galaxies and supernovas live and die and resurrect by seeding new birthings in the universe. So like just like we live, we grow, elevate, we struggle, we die in a sense. So does other elements in the universe. Think of plants, for instance. I'm gonna say a tree, right? Think of a tree. A tree has seasons, right? Okay, think about it. A seed comes up, a tree grows, right? Let's say it's summertime, full bloom, flowers. You know what I mean? Fruits, nice and ripe, juicy for the picking, right? Fall comes around, leaves start turning, and there's a saying that says, "There is no leaf when the fall comes. There is no leaf not subjected to the detachment from that tree." So like, there's no leaf too beautiful enough to be subjected to falling away from the tree. So no matter how beautiful that tree is or the leaves on that tree, that tree's gonna go through a cycle to where it loses its leaves, right? It's barren, it's bare, it has nothing. You can see the bones, you can see the branches for what they are, right? And then it goes through a state of dormant, which is the winter, right? And us, you may go through stages where we're dormant. Okay, we may go through stages where we're stagnant, right? That's the winter. Okay, just like trees, we go through these cycles in life, right? We're dormant. The tree is dormant, right? But then what happens when the spring comes back? That tree slowly starts coming back to life, right? New growth starts coming from it. All right. You start seeing new leaves start to form from it, right? Isn't it a beautiful thing to see the first set of life in spring after winter has come to see that first oh, that bush is blooming, spring coming, spring coming, baby, coming back to life, baby. The world is coming back to life. It's not a beautiful thing. So growing up, um, in the family home, there was this bush by our shed. It was the first thing that I can remember of springtime that would bloom. It would be the first thing in every spring to come back to life. And that was just such a beautiful reminder, of like, okay, springtime is here. And it was a nice big bush with yellow flowers. I want to say, I don't even, I will have to look it up, but it was like yellow, like flowers. And it was just like a big bush with just yellow flowers. It didn't have too many green leaves on it. It was just a bunch of yellow flowers and it was beautiful. But that would be the first thing, pretty much one of the first things to like come back to life in the bloom. And when it did come back, it came back fast. Like it bloomed pretty quick after being dormant. Um, and that was just a beautiful thing, beautiful thing to see. Like reminded me just that all right, springtime is here. Everything else is going to start coming back to life. you know. Um, so that's what I mean by like suffering. Is that we go through suffering or struggle, like the trees, they drop their leaves, their beauty is dropped. You know, um, and they go through the state of winter, the dormant stage, where there's no life, too much life coming with inside, coming from them, but it is still alive though, because if the tree was totally dead, it wouldn't come back every spring, right? So there is still life in the tree even when it's dormant, even when it goes through the winter phase. Right? Just because you don't see any leaves, just because you don't see any fruit, does not mean that that tree is dead. Does not mean that tree is dead. There's been trees where people chopped down and that tree grew right back. you know, so that's why they do that whole thing of chopping down a tree, boring a hole in the middle of it. Then there's like this, like I don't want to say tar, but like it's like the solution that they pour into the middle to keep it from growing again. Um, but but hey, even the strongest of trees are resilient. Even the strongest of trees are resilient. You can do whatever you want to that tree. I guarantee you can pull it up by its roots. I guarantee you, the strongest of trees have an essence that they leave in the soil. That no matter what you do to that tree, you can uproot it. Guarantee you come back in the next year. Did I take a tree out of here? That tree gonna find a way back into that soil. Gonna find a way to come back up out of that soil. It's the essence of that tree still in the soil. So you could uproot a tree. A tree would just like I would call just like a strong tree, a tree that refused to be taken out of the soil, refuses to be used for whatever you want. Even if you take the initial tree, it's always going to leave essence around in the soil that soil is going to remember. All right. But hey, that might be my own philosophy, but I truly believe that. I truly believe that because everything in nature is a representation of us. The tree is us. We are the tree. All right. All right, to continue on, seems like no matter how much you stomp it out, that what we call evil and destruction um, negative spirits, lower vibration spirits. No matter how hard you try stomping them out, it's always going to be around. So to that, what I've come to conclusion with in life is it's like a tug of war. You always have battle with these damn lower vibrations. They always want to take control and take power. When you just, you know what, I'm done. You just let go. What happens? If they're pulling my mic, if they're pulling so hard, uh, what happens when you decide to let go? They're just gonna fall, right? And you just walk away. You know what? I'm done fighting with y'all. This is what y'all want. I'm giving y'all what y'all want, right? Y'all want this fight. Y'all want this tug of war going back and forth. Y'all like that power, that control that you feel from pulling and tugging at, right? From pulling and tugging at society, pulling and tugging at good people. But when we decide to just let go and walk off, there's nothing for them to fight against unless they just fight amongst themselves. That's their best bet. If they want to continue the little power struggle, they can fight amongst themselves. But we, the collective, we don't have to be a part of that tug of war. You can just decide to let go, watch them fall, and just just move on, continue to move on. Because that tug of war, always always tugging, trying to fight for control or fight them. There's other ways that we can get the job done by, you know, we don't always have to do the fighting that they want us to do because it's still playing into their hands, right? That's what they want. So I mean, it all has a place in the universe because we can't have the good without the bad, right? We can't appreciate the good. We don't experience the bad, right? How can you experience? How can you truly love the sunshine? How can you truly enjoy its essence? How can you truly enjoy what it has to offer and the light that it shines onto this world if you don't go through the darkness, if you don't go through the rain, right? But even the sunshine allows us to enjoy the rain, right? We can enjoy the rain, right? We can even enjoy darkness, but that allows us to like go within. If we're in total darkness, that means we don't see anything, which means we have to go with inside ourselves, where we find our other light, the light from within. All right. Let's see. I put a little excerpt here that a little thought that Yeshua, Jesus, um, might have been a superhuman shaman, a superhuman shaman. Think about that, a superhuman shaman. You know, and killed because he was deemed a threat to the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire of then exists today in the form of the Roman Catholic Church. The Roman Empire never ceased to exist. It's their power structure still lives on. A good shepherd lays down his life if necessary for his or her flock. What is the true heart of a king but to lay down for his kingdom, to sacrifice for his kingdom? That's a true king. That's a true king. Like not only live, but also willing to die for his people. So that way the legacy of his people can continue. If his death, his people get to move on. His people get to continue on. That is the true essence of a king, you know. Um, it's not to say that the king will want that. I don't think a king wants to choose death, but if it came down to his kingdom being overthrown, especially if it's a good kingdom, especially if he's a wise man, he treats his people well, they love and respect him, and for whatever reason, he has to lay down his life so that his kingdom can continue on the way that it is and the way that it was. That's the essence of a true king, right? That's the essence of a true king, as well as many other aspects to a king. But yeah. But real kings never die though. Real kings never die. He was a king in that lifetime. Hey, he'll be a king in the next. All right. Um, no greater love does a person have than to lay their life down for their friends or family and their community. All right. To be able to give your life to something greater than yourself is true love. To give your life to your community, your friends, to help them in any way possible is the true essence of love. All right. Is to be out of oneself, you know, not to live within one's own self gratification, greed, power, manipulation, and their own insidious agendas. Right? True power of love is giving everything that you are for your community, for your family, for your loved ones. All right. And then the last thing I put, Yeshua was a superhuman shamanic revolutionary. Think about that. Yeshua was a superhuman shamanic revolutionary. That's one hell of a man. A superhuman shamanic revolutionary. Jesus was. That's one hell of a man. That's one hell of a man. Man, I would have loved to live in that time to experience a man like that. I would have loved to experience a man like that, man. That is phenomenal too. To have lived in a time when there there was a great man like that, and to be in that time, to be influenced by him in a positive way, to have met him, to have experienced him, that is beautiful. That is truly beautiful, you know. But that also goes without saying. This goes out to all my brothers out there, right? This goes out to every man in the community, you know, with the melanated community, whether African, Black, Latino, wherever, whatever, East Indian, East Indian, Polynesian, no matter who you are, we all, us men, we all have the ability to be Jesus, to be like Yeshua. Even he taught, even he said out of his own mouth that there would be many more like me to come. So he didn't limit his teachings to just say, "Oh, I'm the HNIC. There ain't gonna be no other like me." No, Yeshua, Jesus, he didn't come with those intentions. He came to teach. He came to elevate. He came to love. He came to revolutionize the way people think, the way his community thought. He came to revolutionize what it is to be a part of the collective, what it is to be a part of this universe, to expand one's own mind. The Bible is really and truly a story about your own self, myself, just put in a story form. Like even Jesus, Yeshua, said that there will be many more that will come after him. So why is everybody waiting on one man to come down out of the sky to save them? Why is in Christianity, oh, Jesus is coming back one day. Jesus is coming back. Jesus is already here. Yeshua is already here, baby. And he's in us. We just have to allow that power and that strength and that light to shine from us. Okay, melanated man, you are Yeshua. You are Jesus. But you have to step into that power. You have to recognize that power from within. Right? The teachings of Yeshua, the teachings of Jesus were the teachings of you. He was teaching you about you. He was teaching me about me. Okay? So, man, I'm not gonna get too much into that, but the same power that we look for on the outside is the same power that's within. It's the same power that is within. All right. So I'm not gonna make this long. That was just my one of my little journal entries that I had. I just read a little couple excerpts. Didn't read the whole thing, you know. But yeah. Hope that you can get something out of from that. So all my brothers out there, the melanated man, I always remember to strive, always strive and prosper, ASAP. All right. Always remember to lift your head up, keep your head up. All right. And there's a saying, or it's not really a saying, but I was watching. So let me put one little thing out there. I learn from anything and everything. Okay. And one of the things that Yeshua taught, that Jesus taught, is that we must become childlike again, right? We must become childlike. It doesn't mean we act like a child, but we allow ourselves to drop off the indoctrination of the world. We allow our minds to be opened up to the universe, but we should still be careful of that. Still keep our executive function within our lives, right? But we should become childlike again because the child is the closest thing to the essence of the universe. So they're the closest thing to true spirit, right? Because well, before they get indoctrinated, before they get taught what to be or what not to be, you know, and all these other things. One of the things that I like cartoons. Um, One, they're funny. Two, there's so much knowledge that's hidden in them that I take away from, and that an average child is not going to pick up on. They're just going to laugh about it, move on with their life. But as I've grown older in my life, and I've looked at certain cartoons or re-examined cartoons that I used to watch, I've gained so much knowledge and so much more insight about the world and about myself and about the universe by rewatching old cartoons. And one of the cartoons recently that I watched, um, it said in one of the characters had said to the main character, he said, in order to prevent yours when you're it was just like the scene that was going on. It was a whole thing of why he said it. It was said in less of a spiritual way. It was more of a physical way. They were going on an adventure and whatnot. But I took it very spiritually too, because it did have a spiritual component if you if your eyes are open enough to grasp the concept. But he said, in order to keep from drowning, okay, when you're in the ocean, let's say when you're in the water, in order to keep from drowning, your legs must touch the ground. Let me say that again, because this is what I'm saying here is also going to touch on another video that I posted within like the past week about what it was what I label it um was it remember who you are, remember who and what you are. Look at that video after I explain this concept. When I explain about the ego, the higher self and the lower self and the murky waters, in the cartoon, they said, in order to keep from drowning, your feet must touch the ground. Meaning when you're in the ocean, in order to keep from drowning, you're treading water, and you're getting tired. In order to keep from drowning, your feet must touch the ground. What do y'all think that means? It's pretty simple. Grow legs. Yo, I get excited about this because all this knowledge, all this wisdom has such a spiritual impact on life. It is truly amazing. It's truly amazing. It is truly amazing when you see life in a whole new perspective and you're able to learn from even the smallest of things and apply it to your life. This cartoon, I think the writers knew what they were talking, but they put it in such a way that it was more so just like a more so of a physical thing. They were crossing over this ocean, and yeah, the ocean was it, it wasn't easily crossable. It wasn't an ocean. Maybe it was a lake or it was something. Maybe it was an ocean. They were going to an island, but the journey across this body of water wasn't easy. And in order to get past it, they had to hop on this beam, which had really long legs. All right. And these people had told the character that was trying to get across that the only way to get across was to touch, your feet had to touch the ground. Okay. And of course, they couldn't magically grow legs, you know, so they had to uh, hop on this creature that had really long legs that touched the bottom of the sea floor, or the with the lake floor, whatever the body of water they were crossing, it touched the bottom of the floor and was able to walk across. Okay. But spiritually, I took away something very profound from that. Okay. And that, like I said, that leads me back to the video. I think it's called Remember Who and What You Are. It was a recent video where I talk about the higher ego, the lower ego, and the murky waters, and how we have to come up out of the murky waters. All right. Oh man, I get so excited talking about this stuff, man. Because those who know and understand are able to comprehend this, I'm sure y'all get excited too. You know. Anyways, I'm not gonna make this long, but As always, like I said, have fun, stay safe, and no matter what, always be yourself. All right. I wish for you complete love, complete happiness, complete wisdom, complete truth, complete joy, um, complete being within yourself. All right. Till next time. Love y'all.